And Brazil, of course, is not alone in the talk of bubbles. Turkey's real estate has been one of the highest returned asset class than any other asset class in Europe. Big towers across Istanbul keep climbing higher, but some fear that those prices could come crashing down. Natalie Carney with more.
The Istanbul Sapphire, the tallest tower in Turkey. With apartment price tags of $10 million, it exemplifies the country's recent economic boom.
When sales begun, it was to investors from Turkey, but especially during the last year and a half, we have had a serious increase in foreign demand.
Yet there are rising concerns over future affordability and demand. Online property forums report Turkish real estate prices growing at a brisk 12 to 15% a year, which is around double the current rate of inflation. Soaring private sector debt, rising inflation, and the Turkish lira falling to its lowest value in years could trigger a housing price correction that would create a bubble where one didn't exist before. Many are also anxious over possible fiscal tightening in the U.S., which would slow the flow of dollars into the country, and that could affect payment on loans.
The current mortgage default ratio is smaller than that of credit card defaults and individual loans. Now, what makes this even more interesting is that the rate of borrowing on property is actually quite high. For example, currently, a regular mortgage of about 10 years in Turkey will run you around 11 to 15%, whereas in the U.S., you can get that same mortgage for roughly 3 to 6%.
All these factors have prompted the Turkish government to try a number of measures to help regulate the housing market in an effort to avoid a real estate bubble.
So when we have high rates of loan growth, the central bank does something unorthodox and raises the cost of this, and the loan rates go up. So that's like, yes, it's not the free market in the first sense, but it's a controlling, and it's good for the health of the housing market.
So far, higher fees haven't deterred foreign property speculators and the local nouveau riche from buying their way to the top of Istanbul's skyline, not only driving up property prices, but also the risk of a bubble. Natalie Carney, CCTV, in Istanbul, Turkey.